Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at 80s Bebop from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. This is from the Wanted Bebop and Rocksteady mini-series, I guess for lack of a better term. Basically it is, I believe, 2 episodes kind of put together into like a mini movie that kind of serves as the finale of the series. Originally the post-apocalyptic future with Raphael and Donatello starting out the adventure was supposed to be the finale of the series, but they, production order wise, that was the finale, but then they aired them out of order, and the Wanted Bebop and Rocksteady two-parter became, or maybe it was even 3 parts, it might have even been 3, I'd have to go back and check, but that actually served as the finale, and it's kind of a cool premise. Basically, the version of Krang and Shredder from the 80s TV show come to this dimension with these turtles, and they recruit this dimension's Bebop and Rocksteady because they're a little bit more competent than their version of Bebop and Rocksteady. So they recruit them to help them take down the turtles and conquer the dimension, but first they dress them like their dimensions, Bebop and Rocksteady. So that's why we have Bebop here. This is a repaint / slight remold of the Bebop figure from this toy line, repainted and a little bit remolded to look like the 80s version of Bebop. So as you can see here on the back, there's also an 80s version of Rocksteady. I'm probably not going to pick him up. He just doesn't impress me as much. I thought this one looked really good. I've already taken a look at the 80s Leo, which I have to admit was kind of a letdown. But if you want to check that out, go see my video for that. But I think this guy looks pretty good. I think they did a nice job converting him and painting him for the 80s homage that he's meant to do. So right here you can see Retro Shredder and Krang have transported themselves to modern day New York, but before they can conquer the city, they need to find a few trusty henchmen. Dimensions collide when today's Bebop and Rocksteady sign up for the job and put on their retro counterpart classic villain look to take down the turtles. So that's pretty much what I just said. It would have been a nice sum up to probably just read that, but hey, you got a little bit more information. In any case, cool packaging. I like both of these guys featured here, and it kind of looks like he's breaking through a wall at you almost if you kind of look at the background. So nice packaging. I really like the Tales of the TMNT logo as well. I think that looks pretty good. So without further ado, let's get 80s Bebop out of the packaging here and we'll take a closer look. So here's 80s Bebop out of the packaging, and I'd say he looks pretty cool. You can still kind of see the molding from the other design here in his chest, which they just kind of painted over. It looks a little weird because it almost kind of looks like his ribs are exposed or something like that. You can also see that the belt here and this bandolier are all just kind of a flimsy plastic piece that they just kind of popped on the figure. But it kind of works. I feel like it's decent enough. I really like the purple mohawk, the glasses, the head sculpt all looks pretty good. Head can turn from side to side. You have your ball joint as usual in the shoulder as well as a spin all the way around. I kind of wish he had turtle shell on both arms, and it almost kind of looks like he's meant to, but again, you can see the molding from the other figure just left on there. Kind of looks a little weird. And then they painted the ends of his hands here kind of a darker red, I guess just for a pop of color. But like I said, I really wish he had another turtle shell so he was symmetric, but not a big deal. No articulation in the hands or wrists or anything like that. The arms are one solid piece, just have the shoulder joint. Down here, pretty much same joint as the shoulder in the hips, and then you have a very similar joint in the, actually no, I'm wrong, you can't swivel. The knees just do a 90-degree bend. I thought they could swivel as well, but they cannot. So, and it looks like he has waist swivel as well, I just discovered. It's a little hidden by the belt, but he does. So he has a waist swivel, the same kind of hip and shoulder joint, and then just 90-degree bend in the knees. But I think it works. And then they painted his part of his costume to look like his sneakers. You can definitely see the other molded, you can see the molded detail from the other costume, but they painted it well, so it kind of works. He still has this weird, like, wheel in his backpack and his heels, because I think, like, the other toy you were supposed to be able to roll it. The gimmick didn't work last time. It certainly doesn't work here. I kind of wish they had just taken those out, but I guess then you just have large gaps in the plastic, so that's probably why they did not. Overall, I think it's a fun little homage. It's a decent, the original Bebop toy was decent, and this is kind of a decent repaint of a decent toy, so take that for what you will. He does come with these two tiny little accessories. Let me see if I can zoom in here at all. This is like some kind of like landmine type device, it looks like. Something like he would like throw and it would stick to a wall. And then just kind of a standard grenade. Whoops, and I'm dropping it. It's very tiny. So not too much going on with the grenade. That's pretty bare bones. But I guess you can fit these into his hands. They don't fit great. Yeah. The little mine kind of fits better just because it's thinner, but it's not fantastic, I gotta be honest. I wish he would have just come with like a blaster or some kind of significant accessory. But I think it's pretty clear that they decided to just include the same accessories the original toys came with, which is very evident with the hammer and sickle that came with Bebop. That doesn't make any sense for an 80s Bebop because 80s Bebop was not Russian. So I would have liked it if they would have went. It would have been a little above and beyond to include like just like a normal blaster or something, some kind of laser gun, something that they used on the show, especially in the 80s show. That's what Bebop and Rocksteady always used. So it would have been a little above and beyond to include that instead of these kind of lackluster accessories we got with the original Bebop toy. But what are you going to do? Overall, I still think this is a fun repaint. It's not... Is it a must-have? I would say definitely not. If you're a huge fan of the original 80s cartoon like me, because that's what you grew up on, and, you know, you'll always have a soft spot in your heart for that, then I think it's fun. I think it's a fun little repaint. It's a decent job. It's not perfect, but I think it's a fun little repaint and an homage back to the original Bebop. So, for that, if you... On nostalgia alone, I think it's fun, but if it doesn't mean anything to you, by all means, it's an easy skip. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at 80s Bebop from Tales of the TMNT. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.